Hello, everyone, and welcome to Talking Preps. I am Blair Cartwright, and pleased to be joined by a longtime friend who we have not talked with in a while, Mr. Lev Willey, Regional Manager for Mascot Media, the Levster. How are you, sir?
Mr. Cartwright, the pleasure is all mine. I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day down here in Texas, and it's great to be on with you today. Thanks for having me.
You bet. And right as we started, I noticed the sun comes out behind you.
It
You
was
have immaculate timing.
as much as I want to give credit to myself here, Blair, as I commonly have done in 10 years here at Mascot Media. It was a gloomy day before I got in this call with you, and now the sun has risen. So I can
Oh, my
really say it might
goodness.
go to you.
Oh, no, no, no. No, no, no. Not at all. Not at all. Uh, We have Lev on to talk about the platform that Mascot Media happens to provide, and it's almost time for school. So we thought, let's talk about the platform because there might be schools out there looking for a solution. Mascot Media definitely offers one. You've got the Texas High School Coaches Association coming up. Talk about that, what you'll be doing, and where folks can find you when if they're going.
Yes, we are going to be attending there in the wonderful George Brown Convention Center there in Houston, Texas. It's the 10th year that I'll be there, so it's exciting to go. And I think it'll be the first time for our Vice President of Operations, Jennifer Ocker, as well. She'll be attending with me. And then obviously having Hal on the team that we've had for a few years now. We're excited to be there. It's a wonderful conference, probably one of the most highly attended conferences that I've seen throughout the high school athletic network. And so it's just a wonderful time to really meet with different schools, see them in the hall, uh, and just really kind of get to meet new coaches. Because one of the newest and one of the craziest things that I've seen in recent years is a lot of transition for many coaches trying to climb the ladder in the high school ranks. And so really, it's a very volatile time to kind of see where everyone's landing at going into a new season.
No doubt about it. And football's almost here. All the fall sports, I'm sure they're practicing, whether they're allowed to or not. And so there are a lot of things going on in the high school scene. And I think one thing that's important with the Mascot Media platform is it allows you to get information out there. Because as we're seeing, high school sports, coverage of high school sports is disappearing as newspapers start to scale back staff. That's an avenue that's it's the first to get shut out is the coverage
It
of high
really
school
is.
sports.
Well, and I think you see it in a lot of different areas, especially cities that are much smaller than some of those premier programs that are top 10, top 5 programs that are the eye-catchy ones for a given Friday night. And so you're right, and I think that's a perfect segue with mascot media in general for even the smaller athletic programs is giving an avenue for not only those board members, those community members, but even the alumni and people that are prospecting moving into states that are being heavily moved into throughout the country is seeing what value does that athletic program put into their student athletes. And yes, seeing the newspapers dwindle, seeing coverage for some of these different programs is saddening, but there's different avenues that are arising to try to help offset that in a very digital age now that we're seeing.
No question about it. And whether people want to admit it or not, athletics is kind of the front porch for a school district. And it's important, and with school choice of various states across the country, your athletic program is the first thing people are going to see about your school district. So it's important to have a good presentation of that. And the Mascot Media platform is something that allows for that, right?
All right, you're spot on. And I think that's probably one of the most consistent things that not only myself, but other members of our team throughout our sales team have heard from different athletic directors throughout the country is our website doesn't really showcase what we're really all about, or it's not getting all the information out that we need to. And so, really, for us, what we really focus on is not only just the information and bringing it all into one platform, but I think another element of it that I'm really proud of that our team does a great job with is the branding element of it. And that spans not only just the digital side with the app and the website that we provide for different athletic programs, but also with the print side being our tickets, season passes, credentials, and even our schedule products like our posters. When you have that brand consistency, but also pair that with a digital platform, like you had mentioned in the question there about having all the information readily available, Well, that just shows a really organized athletic department for a parent that is really just trying to find a solid footing, a solid ground for their student athlete to engage with. Winning's great, but have a solid place where their kid can interact with different kids and set them up for a great future ahead. And that's really what I'm proud that we do a really great job with.
Well, not only that, the tools to do it, but I think one of the things that, and you can testify to this, Mascot Media separates itself from the rest. Not only do they give you the tools, but they give you the support and the connection, and just they're there. So if you got a question, you can get it answered. You're not going to get lost in an AI chat or whatever. There's a person on the other end that's there to help you.
Hey, every day I strive to be Blair Cartwright when it comes to support. Let me tell you, as a friend that has been a friend of mine for a decade more, everything in my life I owe to Blair Carr. He's been an amazing
No,
friend. So I'm going to start with
stop,
that. I'll always
stop.
start with that. But you're right. The support with Mascot Media, not just for myself. I mean, I never try to give myself too much credit as much as I get thrown at sometimes unnecessarily. We do have a really great support team when it comes to the ticket side, when it comes to even some of the retired athletic directors that work with us now. It's really, really neat to see how much positive feedback whenever we do check-ins with different people, just how they're doing with the platform or how they are with their tickets. To hear people say, you guys are one of the few vendors that I work with that if I shoot an email or shoot a text to you, I get a response in 5, 10 minutes max. And that's something that even as we continue to grow as a company, we're nowhere near where we want to be at the end of the year in 10, 20 years. We want to continue to grow to be, a nationwide premier, you know, partner for all high school athletic programs. But really seeing that continued growth paired with the continued positive feedback is a really great thing to see.
No, and that's important because okay, we give you the tools, and then okay, go away. We're done with you. That's not the case here. Like you said, it's communications, relationships, because relationships are still important. Technology is great, AI is great, but you got to have relationships, and I know that's something that you put as a high priority.
Well, when we bring on a school, to your point, when we bring on a school, we really try to get an understanding, and we really kind of figure this out before we even get to that point, but really try to understand what all technologies they actively use. And that can be who they use for their schedule scores and rosters, who they use for streaming, who they use for ticketing, or who they're potentially going to be moving to. Because in this market, it's so volatile and so competitive with so many people out there that are trying to offer different things that we try to be that one peace of mind vendor that no matter who you're using, we can encompass all those different technologies, but then showcase how Mascot Media can be that, what we jokingly call a coach proof software for them to use on a daily basis and have it not only be a peace of mind tool that they can use to get the information out to their community, but bring in those other resources that they use on a daily basis and it not try to overwhelm them using this app and website that they're going to use for the foreseeable future, we hope.
Yeah, and you mentioned the ability to use different things. So like if you're streaming and you're streaming to Facebook or YouTube, that will work. It's not like
Mhm.
okay, you have to do everything XYZ for this platform. This platform will accommodate many different things. So you can kind of, if you've got them hodgepodge all over the place, it's the one place that can kind of bring them all together, right?
Absolutely. I mean, not only, even just in the initial conversations with schools, I mean, when you're broadcasting, they mention 3 or 4 different outlets that they stream. They'll bring up the YouTube that you mentioned. They'll mention, a game changer that they have, or mention, NFHS, or there's so many. It's almost hard to mention everyone that's trying to get into the streaming space right now.
Yes.
But for a school, when you try to communicate, like what all, how do you, it's not even just who all do you use for streaming, it's how do you promote these different outlets. And in a lot of cases, it comes down to them mentioning that, oh, we just use social media or we just use like very basic outlets that only maybe 30 or 40% of the community may utilize for various reasons. Well, that's just not going to maximize your exposure for not only the student athletes. I mean, that is a pivotal part, but also trying to get your return on investment in terms of maybe potential sponsors that they have. And so for us, if that can be a central tool for broadcast notifications that come out automatically for them every 30 minutes and make it to where parents, they don't have to wonder where that broadcast is coming from. They just hit the play button and they can watch it. That's an invaluable resource for any athletic director, not only just a 10-year, 30-year plus one, but also a young, new incoming one that's really trying to get his footing, understand the environment, and make that one less tool or one less stress to have to try to communicate out to that board that he sees each week, or that community member that comes and asks him where to buy tickets that Friday night or watch a stream.
You mentioned sponsors. The opportunity to generate this also gives you the opportunity to generate revenue and also enhance those sponsors' opportunity to partner with your school, correct?
That's actually, it's really funny that we even got to this subtopic here, was that even for a school that we met with this week, just kind of recapping their analytics, a smaller private school that doesn't really have the most insane enrollment numbers had driven in, even with minimal promotion. I mean, they didn't feel as confident with their promotion as they should have, but they had over 40,000 users for a smaller scale private
Wow.
school. And for this new athletic director that's just now coming in, and a director of partnerships and marketing that's trying to get a grasp on how they're going to go to market and trying to get new advertisers for this upcoming year, those kind of numbers do a lot of work for those sponsors, because for so many sponsors, a lot of them do it in a donation type process, just trying to say, hey, we love athletics, we love high school athletics, we want to give to you and show and help you showcase athletics and these student athletes. But on the other side, some of them do look for that return. Money's tight in a lot of areas, and sponsorships is the first thing to go. But if they can find a way to get a return on investment while investing in the student athletes, I think that's what Mascot Media does the best with, because not only is it going to be that central tool for a school's schedules, their scores, their rosters, their news, their streaming, their ticketing, their booster club registrations, their camp registrations. I can go on and on and on. But
Hmm.
your ad is front and center there. And if your ad is front and center there, with it being clickable and the ability to visit their website, give them a call, that's a no brainer. Because so many of these advertisers, they just go to Facebook Marketplace or Instagram, which does have a high traffic point, but they're really just relying on people just coming to it out of the blue. And it's not that local investment that they can really see some tangible return on investment from.
Yeah, it's a win-win for both sides, no question about it. So
Yeah.
let me ask you this: you deal with a lot of different schools, sizes, whatnot. What do you enjoy best about your job?
I would say that, and what Mascot Media has done a really good job for me in the 10 years that I've been here, is building genuine relationships and friendships. There are people that, these athletic directors, they come in all shapes and sizes, and these personalities are all various. As I'm sure that you can even attest, there'd be a whole separate talking preps with me and you if we did
Yeah.
the stories of the past with different
Oh
ADs.
gosh.
But but
Yeah.
but my favorite thing that I can say that I enjoy is the genuine, even text conversations I had this morning with ADs asking if they'll be at that Texas High School Coaches Conference this weekend. They're genuine people that have asked me different life moments. They've asked me different things about even like my wife, my family. It is really neat to see. Not only do I strive to take care of them, because that's my job,
Hmm.
but have them be somebody that is, I can call a genuine friend, that builds that into a lifetime into the future. That's the thing that I take the most pride in, that I really enjoy with this company and what it brings.
Awesome. How do you think? How did that come about? Do you think the
With
aspect of the connection for the company of a relationship being so key?
Well, I think with Mascot Media in itself, being a company that's survived, or been alive for 30 years at this point, whether it be from just the print side or when we adopted in the digital aspect back in 2016, I think the really key tool that's been there is that it's always been a relationship focused, driven on from the top down. And I
Hmm.
think that comes from the ownership all the way down to the person that's handling just the most minimal stuff at the office. They still play a heavy value into that relationship with those athletic directors, those secretaries, those coaches, because there are people beyond just myself that when we go to a conference, that those people will come by the booth and go, hey, X person, couldn't live without them. They sit there and answer every single one of my emails. They take care of me. And that rapport is what takes it and leads that into, if another school is prospecting Mascot Media and pairing us up against potential other suitors, and they ask that school that uses us what really sets Mascot Media apart from these other people. To your point that you said earlier, and what I really enjoy, the first thing that typically comes out of their mouth is they're going to take care of you.
Hmm.
And that's from all different levels. And that's something that's really impressive to see.
No question about it. Relationships are so important, and We You learn that more as you get older and older, and it's just there's that relationship not only with the customer, but there's a relationship with the school and the community. Nothing brings a community together like a school district, be it the arts, the band, but athletics. Just what I don't know what it is about the athletics, but we let's not kid ourselves. Pro, college,
Yeah.
high school, it brings people together. We're seeing it with the World Cup. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean
I mean,
it's
you see
just
schools big and small. I mean, you see
yes,
schools that are very, very small in size. I mean, I can even give a shout out to, like Rankin.
yeah,
You sit there and watch their football games with, 6-man football and the score being, looking like Arkansas is playing defense out there sometimes. The final score is being like 190. It's
yeah,
something where it truly is mesmerizing to see that, the schools that are some of the biggest clients that we work with throughout the country to some of the schools that are the smallest in enrollment, still premier and great clients, but they're smaller enrollment size. It really is neat to see not only the value that the platform brings to them individually, but also what it means to the community. Because those numbers and those analytics that we see that we share with the schools each year in terms of like a return on what their traffic and what they have, it really is neat to see the parents drive and the communities drive to try to get this information. And where for so long, so many of them get frustrated with having to go to X outlet for streaming, X outlet for ticketing, X
hmm
outlet to get to their website, X website. I can go on and on and on. That's a whole separate topic in its own right. But for these people to have one source that they go to, and that being a branded athletics app and website, brings an insane high level of value for any department, big or small.
yes, and it doesn't matter the size of the school. There's something there that you can utilize to engagement is the key.
En-
Relationships and engagement.
Engagement, content is king, always.
Yes, yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, what are you gonna be focused on when you're down in Houston? I hope you have drink plenty of fluids while you're down there because it's going to be obviously very
It's
hot.
toasty.
It
Yeah.
is always toasty in Houston. So what if someone is going to be there? Where how can they find you?
So we will be in the conference hall. I would be remiss to tell you that the booth number just escaped me, but we are. I'm always walking around trying to get located. I would never lie to anyone on a podcast here.
You and George
But
Washington never tell a lie.
hey, let me tell you, that Washington movie was a very good one. Young Washington was a great movie. I actually really liked it.
Yeah.
It was really good in theaters. But that aside, for the upcoming conference, what we really try to focus on is just seeing a lot of people. I've had a lot of positive feedback on people attending this year, so we're really excited to see them. But in terms of new prospects, new people that we want to bring on into the Mascot Media family and work with them, we really just try to focus in not only just on the app and the website, but some of the new features that we're bringing in. And that ranges from like the facility schedule tool that we have, some new AI based things that are meant to try to help make their days even easier, and really to trying to show those different key things in a sit down setting and just try to make sure that they know that I'm still employed at Mascot Media. Sometimes they start questioning a little bit time to time, so I have to set that down to bed.
Oh Lord. So any other shows after Texas that you'll be attending?
So we will be at the National Athletic Directors Conference there in Phoenix.
Oh,
It's
nice.
the first conference that's a return setting for me in the 10
Oh,
years. So that's a
nice.
unique thing for me. So I'm excited to return back to Phoenix and enjoy that. And so
Heads up,
uh,
Phoenix.
heads up, Phoenix. You may want to go ahead and cancel those flights out of DFW if you'd be ever so smart.
Uh,
Uh, but we have the Ohio conference that Rob Dement, another fellow member of our sales team, will be in attendance for. And I really think that's it. I mean, we're really kind of near the back end, of conference season. There may be a few more that I'm missing, but I'm sure that I'll hear about it. The other part of it, is just rolling into the new school year. It's a very exciting time, very busy time, in trying to get people set up right before we, hit the buzzer.
yeah. And if someone wants to get a hold of you to learn more, how can they do so?
So you can always reach out to our sales team via either our website or to me directly. Obviously L Willey at Mascot Media, my first and last name at mascotmedia.net. But also we have a referral program that a lot of people forget about, and that is something for any current client. that they don't remember, if they have friends throughout the space that don't use Mascot Media, if they send